I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm trying to be good, Pop. I'm trying to just swallow all this stuff.
I don't know, man. I don't know. She might not be a church woman after all. I don't know. Excuse me one second. Real quick, I want to announce to you that maybe Chris' family might come tonight. You know, he just wants to show us his boys, and you know, that's a beautiful thing. And we want to honor them. And then also, if you know Jeffrey Young and Linnell Martin, their mothers are supposed to be here tonight. Pop Mom is Jeffrey's mom, so you all know her, but Cynthia is Linnell's mother, Cynthia Fernandez, and so she hasn't, I don't think she's ever been here. So if they come, you know, we welcome them, give them a chance to speak, and let me tell you what they're really trying to do, is they're trying to get these boys' sentences commuted. Both of them got life, you know, they rap partners. You know, somebody beat up their little one sister, one niece, and they went over there to try to see about it, and it went all bad, right? So Jeffrey was already a college graduate when the crime was committed. Anyway, let me just say this. So we'll give them some time tonight if they make it, you know, show them some love, right? They got one more thing I want to.
Plates down there, gentlemen?
I want to run to. You got some plates? Come on. Yeah. Chris was so right. And what we are talking about is personal behavior. But over time, when a particular people have been oppressed to the degree that we have, there's some things other people don't understand. And they ain't mean, they just don't get it. And so I love Chris's comment and the feedback that he got. Now he jumped up and left. You know how Chris got, you know, he'll make a run on you in a minute. But I loved it. I love what he said, and because it was his truth, and he got love for all of us, and we got love for him. Give Chris a hand, though. Because really, we can learn from each other, and I learned from his perspective too. Because even though Chris been all locked up like the rest of us, still he can't completely see this other piece. And I mean, it was such a beautiful conversation last week. On this week, I want to share. Hey, T. And where's King at? Let's quickly bring King in. You know, King Mason is here. Tierra is got his son with him.
The chicken going?
Chicken out. I think she's coming with some more. So. Hey, y'all, they go King Mason right here. Give him a hand. And you know, King's been here a lot of times before. We love him. But on his birthday, we didn't get a chance to bless him, right? And so first we're going to sing the song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Give King a big hand. I want King to know when he's here with us, man, he's about to be blessed. And so we're going to right now, just reach in your pocket. I don't care what you got. I'm going to start it off. Just reach in your pocket and put something in for this boy on his birthday. I'm just going to send it around, whatever it is. Come on, put it in what you got. Bless it. Put something in and send it. And then, King, by the time you get through with your macaroni and cheese, you can come here and check your trap because you're going to be loaded up. Sometimes you got to check one. Come on now. Somebody say check one. Check one. So look, reach in there and bless that boy. This is our one of our boys of Action Originals right here. We got nothing but love for him. And King, I want you to. Oh, Dex, come on in. Come on, Dex is here. Hey, wait a minute, and the new Papa is here too. Give him a big round of applause. Big Papa, what's going on? Get your chair out there. Bring that white one in. Bring it on in. I got a channel for you, man. Don't let me. Okay, so.
Hey, when was his birthday?
Send it back there. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Bless them. On the 19th, we gonna give you $5. You got 5 coming.
I got to get him Friday. That's when I get
Molly, I want you to move over this side right here because the girls are coming in. Linnell and Jeffrey's mother. I want to say, wait. Give him a big old happy birthday round of applause. Not only is King loved here,
I give you my gift Friday.
but look here, but so is fatherhood. And as not one of us in here who either don't wish we were better, don't wish we had another chance, or who aren't glad for the opportunity that we do have.
Amen.
So let's give Tia some love too. All right, well, go there and check your money. Let me know what you got.
Wait a minute, hey.
Wait,
That brown Carhartt coat out there? Yeah, go in there and get $10 out of that.
That's another 10.
All right.
Curtis, so you can't see King Kong now, baby. Your money's gone. Watch this. Watch this.
I mean, he hopped from there
Duval, Duval just had another baby, and his son, another son. Boy, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
This son will look exactly like the other son, just a year and a month younger. But give the new papa some love. We got some macaroni and cheese. You want some? Come on, Pop. You know you need it. Papa's getting slim. You know, something's running the weight off.
That's why he got that new shine.
Could be the John or if it's the chicken wings. I don't know what it is. He's slimming down. Somebody say slimming down.
Slimming down.
You got a chair? Come on to get some more chairs. Tia, would you look in the closet for me? Come on in here, man. Yeah, I slide over a little bit. I'm gonna bring Dex over here on this side. Cause when the girls come in, I want them to be right up in here somewhere. But look, before we get to them, we've been trying for months. We've been trying for months to get Jason paid. To come on over here and show some RESPECT. Right? That's a really practice song. Yeah. And this is what Riri said. What you want? You know I got it. But all I'm asking, come on, sing that part. So he wasn't giving us nothing. But he got a nice shine on him, though. Look like he's been taking good care of himself and everything. So let's give Jason a hand. This is his first time here. What's up, brother? How you doing? What's going on, brother? You all right? Have a seat. Good to see you again. Have a seat, brother. Slide over there.
Good to see you, man.
Come on, here come Michelle. Give Michelle a hand. You got Cynthia with you?
Got a full house.
Yo, come on, sit right here. Is your sister with you?
Yeah, she's checking in with Wayne.
Okay.
You want to give me that chair and give it a shot?
No, she good. Because them guys may end up leaving quicker or something like this here, but the macaroni and cheese almost gone.
Oh my goodness, already I was trying to.
That macaroni and cheese was big on.
Anybody you want to pass it down further so they can get it?
These are hot, mild, and ketchup. I mean, hot, mild, and vodka. Hot, mild, and vodka.
That goes with the macaroni.
Huge fan of chicken.
With another fan of chicken. Somebody say chicken.
Chicken. Hey.
Oh, hey.
More chicken.
Here comes Sister Fernandez. Give her a little hand. Thank you. Yeah, wow, look, we kind of feasting up here tonight, is it real?
Packages.
Okay. But, somebody wanted to chicken
Somebody gonna
wings,
run
just
that
holler
camera.
about it.
Hey, everybody.
This is Sister Cynthia. This is Linnell. For Rush City Boys, this is Linnell and Stillwater. This is Linnell Martin's mother. And then this is Jeffrey Young's mother. Linnell and Jeffrey are first cousins, and these are sisters.
Jazz and Fresh.
Yeah, come on, Jazz and Fresh. Right. he should be here.
Okay, you was
Yeah,
okay.
I talked to him, and he asked me for your number. I gave it to him.
Okay.
But thank you for asking. Who did somebody want this chicken now?
Yeah, man, right here. Like, man, like
Okay, look here. Hold on. I wanna read something to you real fast. Can I get your attention though? Listen at this. I was talking with my wife about this as the verdict, and we're not gonna spend all night on the verdict and this and that. We spent the last 2 classes on it, and it was good, and the competition was so great. We just want to touch on a couple of things. My wife has a radio show. I don't know if you know that. And it's called "In the Room Where It Happened."
wow.
And it comes on WCCO AM, and it's been at it for some, I don't know, a few months. And I've been on there once. She gave me one little shot. And then I hope they don't run me off after I come on. I didn't play no games. But anyway, in her excitement about the verdict, and a lot of us were excited because we were able to exhale in a way. Is that right or wrong?
Right.
But often though, we confused important terminology. And I just want to holler at you about the word justice. Say justice.
Justice.
Yeah. The word justice and the word accountability are 2 different things. And so, I hear a lot of people exuberant, but using the improper adjective to describe what took place. Had justice taken place, the boy would still be alive.
Amen.
Justice is when you are treated fairly and equitably. When an injustice is committed, you have to be accountable. And accountability, this is what the whole issue was. What we were saying is, this keeps happening to us and nobody is accountable. Say accountable. So I just went back into the old dictionaries. This is back into the early 1900s, because them old definitions are stronger. I don't want the new dictionary that's got a term for
Funkin' wag.
yeah, right. So anyway, justice, it says, the principle, say principle.
Principle.
The principle of moral rightness. This is what we used to teach in prison. We used to say, the good life is who you're being when nobody else is looking. That has to do with the principle of being your true self all the time, not just when people are watching you. Last, you hear what I'm saying? I'm going to go right into your thing, what we was talking about. It says the principle of moral rightness, equity. Say equity.
Equity.
Yeah, equity means that justice is dealt with in an equitable way. And the symbol that we all know of justice is the dynamic of that. So that's a Greek statute. Is that it was that equity was going to be reached somehow,
Right.
in a moral or just way. It says conformity to moral rightness in action or attitude. Righteousness, number 2, the upholding of what is just, fairness, fair treatment, and due regard in accordance to honor, not the law, but honor. Honor is above the law, right? It was honorable people who gathered themselves together to write a law for lawbreakers, of which I was one. I'm just telling you the truth, right? So you don't have to be judged. Just judge me, I'll be one. You get what I mean?
I get what you mean.
Watch this. But accountability is a short definition. Accountability says the state, say the state.
The state
Of being liable to answer
for
for one's conduct,
one's conduct,
liable liable to give an account. Now, see here, Mr. Chauvin is liable to give an account for his unjust behavior.
Yes.
And when you're talking about this, I need for you to be talking about it in the right way. So that if you're talking to your children or to whoever, the terms, the adjectives that describe what took place are critical in order to get the right description of what really went down. Is that good?
Yes. Exactly.
So with that in mind, I'm not going to stay on that too long. But with that in mind, I want to send it over to Jason Payne. This is his first time in the group, and he's been out I don't know how many months. Go ahead, brother.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys stand or not, but I'd like to stand sometime.
Sure.
I just want to say, it's an honor to be here. I've been out since September, actually. No, August.
August.
Man. I've been out since August. And I haven't gotten the COVID test, and the shot. So I didn't know what the expectations were, like I was telling Brother Shane.
That's the excuse.
Well, I'm just saying, I wanted to be respectful. That's why.
I got you.
But anyway, that's just the situation. However, I've been involved with POP since 2012, and I still live by the principle to this day. Time is the real money.
Right.
You know what I mean? And subtractors only get 30 seconds of my time. And so, it's all about really the 8 steps to a good life, staying focused, staying positive. And I just love the opportunity to learn with you fellas and grow. Some of you guys I know, and it's good to see you guys out. See Sherm today for the first time. Sherm, looking good. Right. And I thank God for what he's doing through Brother Shane and Sister Verna. It's been impactful in this city, especially during a time like this. We need people that are pillars. And Brother Shane is a pillar in the community. And that's very necessary to have those kind of people because it helps to give you courage.
Amen.
So I want to thank you for that.
Amen.
All right.
So no cussing for those newcomers.
Yes.
Because this is why we say that, because we don't want nobody in here to have a lazy tongue.
That's right.
Express yourself correctly. Right? And so that's what we have to do in this setting and really in other settings. The reason why I do that is because wherever I go in front of my children, I don't cuss in front of my children. My children have never heard me say one cuss word ever. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not playing a game. I'm actually trying to create a standard. Oh, wow. Come on in. Come on in, brother. And your oldest son, that's your oldest son. What's his name?
No, this is Ezra.
Ezra. Give Ezra a hand. Chris, sit right over there. Come on. And Ezra, we're going to get rid of chicken wing. And this is the baby right here. The baby's name is?
That's Elizabeth.
Give Elizabeth a hand.
I don't have her. I'm just helping you with the weight.
Here you go,
Just let her
sweetie.
go.
Chris, did you want to sit here?
Why don't you put it
Come
right
grab
there?
a
It's a seat right behind you. Pull that chick back.
Standing here with all the work that I put in, obviously.
Yes, sir.
So every day is a new beginning for me.
Amen. Proud of you, Chris.
So I want y'all to think about how many of us were raised in a home, no father present. Raise your hand. Just keep it up. See, that's most of us in here. So see, this what we're doing in here is trying to retrain, say retrain. Retrain. Reposition, say reposition. Or retire. It's the 3 hours of life. Retrain, say it again.
Retrain.
Reposition.
Reposition.
Or retire.
Or retire.
So I'm gonna give you that in Chris's terminology. When he first came home a few times, he was refusing to be retrained. Because of that, they repositioned him back in the penitentiary. Somebody else knows about that too. But Chris, after a few times, He got it right. He steered the ship on in. That means he's been retrained. Say retrained.
Retrained.
Now he's been repositioned. Say repositioned. And as he retires, his children have the opportunity to take over where he left off. For those of us who won't quit, retrain, reposition, or retire means the penitentiary or the grave.
Oh boy.
Give Chris some more love. Chris, what's your fiance's name again?
Jesse.
Jesse, what do you want to say? Do you want to say something about it?
I've been with Chris on and off for almost 6 years now, and I've seen a major improvement. Yes, he's been in and out of jail and prison, but this last time I think it really struck him even harder because of our youngest.
Wow.
And we do have an oldest who, unfortunately, right now, rest his soul, he is up in heaven. But he would have been 5 this April. So it's definitely seen improvement, seen a change in Chris, and I hope to see it from all you guys too.
Mother's asking for some accountability. But look, you know, it's a beautiful thing for us to be accountable to our children.
Amen.
So that's a good time for me to go to the new papa and let him tell us how his sons are doing. Go ahead, new papa.
Oh man, you know what? I'm telling y'all, look, I got some real words, and God is so good, you know. Right now, my family, loved ones, not the newborn, but from my baby son, all the way from her mother, to my kid's mother, to the sisters, to her kids, all of them got COVID.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And
The new mother too?
yeah, who?
Not the new mother.
Yeah, everybody.
They got what?
Yeah. So it's so amazing that the baby didn't get it.
Wow.
And it's, you know, I've been in the hospital and everything, masked up all the way from St. Cloud. But everybody is doing real good. I'm talking about cause her sister then went out there. I guess her man told her she had to go. You know what I'm saying? Me and your baby, you know doing. So all of them fighting COVID right now. I mean, my girl, after she didn't have the baby, she just got her smell back. Let me let y'all know something. Take that shot. It is the best thing ever. I'm telling you, God has been good to me. I've been around these people and I haven't had, and I didn't want to have do the other stuff. I did everything just to check.
Right.
And I don't have it. It's just taking that shot, man, has just made me more stronger. My baby do not have it. I was going crazy. I was stressed out. I didn't want to call nobody, tell nobody. But the whole family got it.
Grab Wayne.
You know, I don't even know if Esau got it, but the whole family got it.
Right.
And who's really fighting it is my girl's mother. She's fighting it hard. Because, I'm going to tell you why.
Come on.
Being a diabetic is something serious. And if you don't deal with it now, it's going to come at you 50, 100 times.
Wow.
Trust and believe me what I tell you, because I'm a type 2. And I be on it. Look, devil, you get off me. But she's fighting it. She's on the needle. And it's taking it hard on her. Even though me and her be seeing eye to eye, but they're still moms.
Wow, there you go.
So I have to take a step back and say, hey, you know what, the ball's not about you.
Right.
You know, so take the shot, y'all. Take the shot. Please take the shot. Please take the shot.
Wow.
Please.
Wow. Give him some love. That's a good time to play the tape. So let me set it up. The department. So I guess I won't set it up. Go ahead, Wayne. Wayne said, no, I'm doing my thing. That's my brother, you know, whatever. Mr. Richard. Yes, sir. I want you to come in so you can see this.
My name is Dr. And for many of you watching this video, you are thinking to yourself, she looks familiar. And that is because I'm the co-founder of the Power of People Leadership Institute. My husband and I, Brother Shane Martin Price, have been doing work with the Department of Corrections and doing our Power of People program for 15 years. So many of you have either seen me and or have been in our classes and or have worked with my husband, and you know that you are in good hands with us because we see you as family. Many of you also probably have either read my book, The Power of People, 4 Kinds of People Who Could Change Your Life, and or have been talked to about this book, and or have sent this book to your family. And I keep saying family because this conversation I want to have with you this morning is really about family. I am talking to you like I am a mom, a sister, a friend, a family member, about a really, really important topic. And the topic really is about the COVID-19 vaccination. And in my conversation with you, here's what I want you to know. I did not want to take the vaccine. At all. Not whatsoever. Now, for those of you who know my husband, you know Brother Shane Martin Price was right on it. And he was right there to say, sweetheart,
You mean middle name?
it is time for us to take a seriously look at this vaccine. We got to make sure that our pop guys, and for those of you who've been in our courses, you know what that means. You're a pop guy. That our pop guys are safe, that they're protected, that they're healthy, that their families are healthy. And so we all have to come around and make sure that we are taking care of ourselves and that we are taking precautions to make sure that we are healthy and our family and community is healthy. So my husband was the first one to jump right on board, and he took the vaccination, and he was just fine and everything, but I still was a little hesitant. And I needed to know more. I needed to understand more. I needed to be educated more. So we met a nurse, and her name is Nurse Kelly. And Nurse Kelly, she'll tell you more about herself. You'll get to meet her in a minute, actually. She is with an organization called Black Nurses Rock. And Nurse Kelly personally came to our office, and she sat down and she spoke with us. And Nurse Kelly had no idea that I was not really on board with the vaccination. Even though I want to protect my family, I want to make sure we're safe, I'm healthy and whole, the whole thing. But I need more information. And I can tell you, Nurse Kelly sat me down as an African-American female nurse, professional, health professional, and she explained the whole thing to me. And when she was all said and done, I just said thank you. But when we had our vaccination clinic, I signed up personally to take my vaccination. So what I'm saying to you, my sons, my brothers, my sisters, is I want you to seriously consider it and know that the vaccination is about your health and your well-being, and it's about your family as well. So I want to introduce to you now Nurse Kelly. I call her Nurse Kelly. She has a real full name. She'll introduce herself properly. But I want to just talk with you a little bit about what it is and why this vaccination is so important to you. Nurse Kelly?
Thank you, Dr. Verna. I am Kelly Robinson. I've been a practicing nurse now for 27 years. I am president of a local Twin Cities organization called Black Nurses Rock, Twin Cities chapter. And I'm also a small healthcare business owner. It's an honor to be here. And of course, you know, as we learn more and more about the vaccine and the education around it, it's just such an important topic. So thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead and share with us just your thoughts about why this vaccination is so important.
So I'm speaking as a Black female, period, not as a nurse, okay? It's important for me, important because this is something that I am living through. You know, all of my life we've taken vaccinations. You know, we've taken measles, mumps, and rubella, diphtheria, whooping cough, you know, and we do the flu vaccine every year. And it was just something that we did, you know, do you have your shots? You know, the kids, they get ready for school. Do you have your shots? You know, and it's just a routine thing. But for us to experience how we get to it, we're living in that time. And so I know that it's frightening. It's unimaginable in terms of the amount of people that have died. But when you look at the reality of it, and the reality is our families are dying. And more black people than anything. More people of color, period. And those who are underserved, it's even worse because we're the essential workers. We're out there with the low-paying jobs, the necessity jobs. You know, we're out on the front lines. So we are affected because if we don't go to work or we don't show up, then we can't take care of bills. So personally, it's important. Very, very, very important. So for me, in order for me to be out there and helping people, then I've got to protect myself because otherwise I'm going to do you harm. And when you look at the virus itself, it's just like the common cold. Whenever you say you've got a cold, people go, oh, I don't want to get it, you know, because I know how it affects me. I'm going to be sick for a whole week. It might be longer. I'll have a cough, you know. And so whenever you have those concerns with the common cold, 10 times worse is COVID-19 because you could actually die. And before you die, there are so many other things that you'll experience. And it doesn't always affect everyone in the same way, but we're not sure what precipitates that. We're not sure whether it is, you know, being a person of color is one of the high incidents, but you could be a person of color and have no symptoms whatsoever. But we know that the ratio is chances are you will. So it's just important as we move along in our lives, trying to get back to normalcy, that we look at how this is transmitted, what happens if we get it. Things are changing quite often in terms of the variants itself, because we thought we were beyond. Okay, now we've got testing beyond us. We've got the vaccine, but now we've got the variants. So you can get the vaccine, but you still have to protect yourself because we're not there yet. Oh, we're not there yet because people are not doing what they're supposed to do. So if we all get the vaccine and we all protect ourselves, then we can actually stop the mitigation, and that's the transference of it. And like I said, it's just like the cold. If you don't want the cold, you should feel 10 times more about not wanting the actual virus itself, COVID-19. So that's just my personal in terms of the vaccine.
Thank you so much, Nurse Kelly. Now I'm going to introduce my husband into this conversation to have a talk and to just share his heart about this vaccine as well. And this is Brother Shane Martin Price, and co-founder of the Power People Leadership Institute, and my husband.
Hey. Hello, y'all. Nurse Kelly, thank you so much for sharing. To my good brothers there in Stillwater and in Rhino Lakes and in Faribault and in Rush City, to my good brothers in Moose Lake, and to the camps up north, and to my sisters over there in Shakopee. We're sending you nothing but love here from our offices in North Minneapolis. I want to share with you in some ways about my heart, in some ways about how I felt about the virus and what needed to be done where it's concerned. For me, unlike Nurse Kelly, I didn't take the medical model approach to get to my understanding about wanting and needing to take the vaccine. I followed the money. And I looked at what was big business doing. How was it being affected? What was happening with money? The money changers. And I saw American Airlines and United Airlines and all the other major airlines shut down, flying nobody, getting no money. I saw France and Germany and Italy, those communities and nations who rely totally on tourism, shut the whole nation down, meaning there's no flow of the money. And I looked at the businesses in the downtown Minneapolis area and St. Paul area that were shut down. Staff were scattered. Some were let go because the virus was so impactful. I looked at the realized that money was suffering, I understood that the virus wasn't a conspiracy as sometimes we want to think these things are. And we're not always wrong. But in this case, when I followed the money, I realized that the vaccine was something that I needed to take, and that I needed to be a responsible leader over the POP guys, the Power of People Leadership Institute men, those guys who I've been working with over the many years, inside and out. We're 66 men strong. We have 58 of those men who have now been vaccinated along with their loved ones. Let me tell you this. I have 11 lifers. The longest serving lifer has served 38 years. I have 11 lifers, and my lifers are vaccinated. And let me tell you why. They didn't want to spend that much time in incarceration and make it out with a sober and sane mind, and then be impacted, infected, or killed off as a result of the COVID-19 virus. And so my lifers are vaccinated with Pfizer or Moderna, and I want you to think carefully before you poo-poo it off as if it isn't anything, or that somehow your ego or your arrogance won't allow you to get to a place to get over your true fear about the vaccination. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get that vaccination and stop playing games. We have a motto that says we are the help that we have been waiting for. Nobody else is coming. This is why we were convinced that we had to share this information with you, because we recognize that we are the help. And here we are, loving on you, but giving you clear information. It's time to stop playing games if you want to come home safe. If you want your family to be safe, then you must think hard about getting over your conspiracy theories. For you weed smokers, you never asked what was in the weed, but you smoked it anyway. You never asked what was in the stuff, but you smoked it anyway. But now all of a sudden you become so conspiracy orientated that you don't recognize that you're flirting with your own disaster. We are the help that we have been waiting for.
Nobody else is coming.
And in some cases, the vaccine isn't even being offered in every institution. Read up on Michigan and what's taking place there as a state and as an institutional population. Read up, do your research, and know that we're still waiting here for you, us Pop Guys. This is Brother Shane Martin Price, Pop Guy #1, signing off.
Okay, I'm convinced. I'm getting mine. I forgot.
Hey, Pop, is that showing on the inside?
Yeah. So
That's what's up.
So that was DOC. I was gonna set it up with Wayne. Wayne did his thing. So, and he did good. Right, give Wayne a hand right there.
Yes, Wayne's a hand.
The Department of Corrections contacted me and said, "Man, we saw the NPR piece that came out about us turning our office into a mini clinic." Say mini clinic.
Mini clinic.
I call them a pop-up clinic. Say pop-up clinic.
Pop-up
We're
clinic.
gonna pop up again on the 14th of May. We got 28 second shots to deliver on the 14th of May, and we have 50 new doses. So I need you all in here to get your friends and family, whoever you need to get vaccinated, so we can get up to speed.
May when?
May 14th. Yeah, what you got to do is call, thank you, Sid. Call Wayne with your person's name and phone number, and then take responsibility for them being here. We got to be responsible, because when we break out vaccine, we got to use it. Right? But they called us and said, "Man, what you got?" We're struggling, because those people who are going to take it is 10,000 people incarcerated in Minnesota. They felt they had about 40% who had taken the vaccine. The rest of them had different ideas and theories about why they wasn't going to do it, including God. So, you know, we broke down and made this because we got so many brothers and sisters who are incarcerated. This is going to run on the prison television network starting today. So we just want to see if we're able to help anybody get to the next level. Somebody say the next level.
Next level.
Those who have been vaccinated in here, raise your hand. I just want to show you what that looks like. Yeah, and so see, listen at what they're saying today. The CDC has come up today. These guidelines are changing because they're able to see how effective the vaccine is. Now today, the new thing is, if you're with your family members who have been vaccinated, fully vaccinated, no mask is required. Okay? And so, or if you're outside moving around and you're amongst small groups, no mask is required. And so the more closer we get to what they call herd immunity, that's an old cattle ranchers term. You know, when cows would come up with mad cow disease and these different things, and they would begin to vaccinate the cattle, they'd have to get so many before that vaccinated would overrule the unvaccinated. Right? And that's what we're trying to do in some ways, is get to that place. Virus is not a new phenomenon in the world. And it has killed millions and millions of people. Don't be playing foolish games. History repeats itself. And we are in a repeat modality. Wow. Even all of the racism that we've been talking about, that's a repeat. That's nothing new. Wow. Yeah, so things are going around and coming around. And so now you got to get with that flow, recognize now there's a way for you to be safe and for your family to be safe. Like if you had a flu shot or something like this here, it's just that this right here will take you out. And I wish Nurse Kelly would have talked harder about the iterations of, like Duval is saying, from having it and then having it take you down to incubation where you're on the and nobody can even come to you. You're just there on your own. Just yesterday, I'll stop when I tell you this. A 6-year-old died from the virus out in the school, out in the suburbs here in Minnesota.
Buffalo, Minnesota.
Yeah, so you see what I'm saying? So this is not a play thing, and you can't be, I don't want you to try to be slick and try to be clever. Be clever about something else. Be slick about something else. Yeah.
Because, I can say something pops off there too. It's so hurtful to not, my son is you see him, it's just like a smile.
Right.
You want to get him, you know what I'm saying? So, I can't even touch him. So, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I seen him through a window.
Oh, man.
But he running, he gone. But I can see it.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to pray for you before you go ahead.
Yeah, so I was joking earlier, but I had just recently got it, like what, a few days ago?
Yes, sir.
Right. So I was a late holdout. And, and I was one of those conspiracy, I was carrying that. You know what I'm saying? But then, it was two things that kind of started the wheel going for me. One was like, I don't know, a few weeks ago we had a group here, and somebody over there, I think it was Chris, but he was saying, man, listen, we was out there smoking dope, getting high, everything, doing everything under the sun, not knowing what was in what, you know what I'm saying? But now all of a sudden, when it comes time to do right by us now, we have an issue. So I said, wow, that's probably one of the strongest arguments I heard. Up to this point, I hadn't been hearing no strong arguments, right? I'm just, I just haven't. And then my cousin, right, he was carrying he called me and asked me, man, have you ever read Willie Lynch letter? I guess he's starting to wake up, you know what I'm saying? This stuff been around, 30 years, but he's calling me, and I'm happy for him, you know what I'm saying? But I thought about not allowing my conspiracy theories to cause me to conspire against my own health.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I thought about that in the Willie Lynch letter when he said that if we do this thing right, you know what I'm saying, then this programming will last you know what I mean, for a couple hundred years, and then here I am, I'm saying now, you know, here I am walking around here, compromised.
Yes, sir.
And guess what? I'm doing it to myself.
Boy,
You know what I'm saying?
brother.
So so that's why, you know, I said, okay, Pops, you win. You know what I'm saying?
On the 14th of May, right here, Friday the 14th, we'll do 50 new vaccinations. This is we open it now. We have a reoccurring pop-up clinic. I want you to understand what has happened here. Watch this. I told you. This is the Lord talking to me now. I told you we was going to get the vaccine right in this office. Did I tell you that? Now look, I didn't have no idea where we was going to get it. I'm not a doctor. I didn't have no idea where we was going to get the medicine. But I know in order for me to do my job, then I got to get the medication. Otherwise, I'm not being responsible or accountable over the crew. So I didn't have an option. I had to get the medicine. And when I get like that, you know, I can lock in on something that I don't know what it is. It's a G thing, but I'm saying, I say I'm going to meet who I need to meet. I'm going to talk to who I need to talk to. I'm going to move around when I need to move around, but I'm going to find this thing. Now we have created a network of nurses. We got the vaccine, and I could have asked for 100 doses. I just didn't want to, I don't want to go too far and not be able to comply. But we're going to finish this thing off. I don't want to stay in vaccination forever. My initial desire was only to vaccinate us and our families. But I realized that is a bigger proposition than just us. So where I'm going to with this, I want you to hear what my thinking is, and y'all going to be right there with me. I'm going to look. We're going to take Cub Foods is going to agree. I never met the people at Cub Foods. They don't know me from Adam, but when I go talk to them, they are going to agree with me that they're going to use that parking lot there for a drive-through vaccination and a walk-up. You can walk up or you can drive through. Half of us right here, us, vaccinated, half of y'all going to be working the drive-through, the other half going to be working the walk-ups. Because we going to all be vaccinated, we'll do our own policing, we'll do our own patrol, our own security, all of this. We'll have them use that back entrance by the Muslim temple and then go back around the north side of the wall so it's away from the store. We direct traffic in there and hit at least 500 people. 500 people in one day. And then I'm going to get $10 for each person who comes that day. $10 cash. We're going, when you get done, you get the vaccine and you leave out, bam, I'm going to hit you. Bam, y'all going to have little bags, little people are going to have little bags. Pop guys are going to have little bags of money. Watch what I'm saying.
That's right.
You're going to have little bags of money. And when people come through, they're going to be like, because we have to, now we're to the place where we have to incentivize positively before the negative incentivizing comes.
Yeah. Right.
And that is coming. Yes, it is. Now, let me just tell you about it, and then I'm sorry I'm going on too long, but I don't want you to be ignorant. Now, 2 or 3 major universities, Rutgers and a few others, have now said that their returning students can't come back without the card. If you don't have a vaccination card, you can't come on campus. Now, this is the beginning of negative incentivizing. The airlines are going to start saying, you know what, if you're going to fly with us internationally, if you can't prove that you've been vaccinated, we can't sell you a ticket. Right? I'm telling you, it's going more and more because because people are holding out, thinking that, you know, you got the guards in the institution saying, hey, the government's not telling me what to do. Hey, y'all's the one that stormed the government, trying to overthrow it and beat the police, your own police up. Wow. What kind of confusion is that? So I just want you to know what we're doing here, where we're going. This is a reoccurring, say reoccurring. Reoccurring. It means every 3 weeks, we're going to hit it again. We're going to hit it again every 3 weeks until I'm ready to do the big thing over here. Okay, now I'm sorry, I'm through talking now. Somebody go ahead. Go ahead. Somebody go ahead.
I just want to say, y'all know I left here. And when I left in between the pandemic. I didn't even know the pandemic was going on until a lady gave me a mask when I was going down to Mississippi. So when I get to Mass, I'm like, wow, I'm way away from everybody, my family. It was just only me. I'm glad I was kind of safe because it's a lot hit down there. And there's a lot of people that died, you know. And I was just having to be blessed to be able to be somewhere where I was just by myself. And if I was like, you know, out here, like I know everybody, it would have been a little different. But then I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. I said, I'm so far away from home. And something happened to me down there, don't nobody know me. So I had to get the shot. I had to come, you know what I'm saying, to make sure my health was good. Because, you know, before I left here, I had got diagnosed as sugar. Like that man was saying, you know, that sugar and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying, we don't know. And I'm just blessed that I was able to make it around, come back and see everybody, and I'm healthy.
And he got his vaccination card. Give him a little hand. I don't want to belabor. We got the sisters here tonight, and I think they want to share with us. And so y'all, we're gonna let y'all kind of holler at us in any kind of way you want to about yourselves and the boys, and what can we do to be helpful.
Hey everybody.
Hey.
All right.
I miss you guys. I'm so glad it's a full house tonight. I just want to say ashe to everything that's already happened. It's really important. Jeffrey and Linnell are currently going for commutation of their sentences. And I've approached Pop, and Jeffrey has sent him an email asking him to support him. And he talked about it at our last meeting, or 2 meetings ago, about whoever in the group wanted to support him. So what I've done today, this is my sister Cynthia. She's Linnell Martin, Fresh's mom. Some of you guys know Fresh, some of you guys know Jazz, some of you guys know both of them. What we did is I prepared a folder for Pop that has 5 affidavits of letter for anybody that wanted to write one. And it also has 5 copies of Jeffrey's resume. So anybody who knows them but doesn't know of them, you know, when you want to write about something, you want to have a fuller idea of something about the person. And then there's also a folder for Linnell that has an affidavit letter for him that was designed by his attorney, so you'll notice at the end it has all this legal stuff in it. And there's also 5 copies of his resume to give people a broader perspective of who they are. They've been incarcerated for like going on 19 years. They have a life sentence. It's homicide, assault, and kidnapping. And as you guys probably know, those cases really revolve around who was present rather than somebody actually being moved to a place. It could be all kind of stipulations around it. But I wanted to be transparent about that because you want to know who is it that you're defending and what is the situation. So anybody that wants to write a letter on their behalf, it's there. If you guys need more copies, I'll bring that. I appreciate any effort put in to help them out. And thank you.
So what do you think the timeline we're working with here?
The timeline is a week from today, Friday of next week.
And what's going to happen on that day?
Okay, on the well, wait a minute. What's this? April? The end of April is now. Okay, so we got 2 weeks into May. What happens is the attorneys get all the information on the 15th of May. They mull through it, and and send whatever back to us that we need to send differently, or we don't need this. And then what they're going to do is they're going to meet on it, and then on the 1st of June, their file is submitted to the board. The board has from June 1st, that's the deadline for the attorneys, to have everything compiled and in a file on the counter for whoever is the board. They will review it between June and December, and the hearing is in December, and that's when they will decide. They will only decide if they decide to hear it. So that's what that months-long process is, them looking at all these commutations, deciding which ones are we going to hear and decide on. Now the great thing that happened, and this is for anybody who knows anybody who's inside, who's been trying to also commute, is there was just a district court ruling. Gildea has not approved of anybody being released until Mayan, and that she pretty much had to move on that. But for 22 years, Minnesota has not. And it's because it had to be a unanimous decision between the Supreme Court Justice, the Attorney General, and the Governor. Well, what the district court decided is, first of all, it's a conflict for the head chief enforcer, who is the attorney general, and the head justice, which is Gildea. It's a conflict of interest one, and it makes it unfair and biased. So they decided that only 2 votes are needed out of the 3
To move the case forward.
to move the case into to vote on the commutation. Now, the thing that's happening behind the district court is usually when they make a ruling like that, they have to decide the process. So right now, everybody's basing their assumption that, okay, so we know we only need 2, but that's all we know. Usually they come behind and say, okay, this is what has to be done, A, B, and C. But that's a great thing for anybody who's trying to commute. You know, that has opened up and closed the opportunity to be shut down. So ultimately, they want it to be just the governor's decision.
Somebody got a question?
Thank you, yes.
Give us some luck.
Yeah.
Somebody got a question or comment?
Yeah, so did they get life sentences?
They got life sentences, mandatory 30.
Okay, yeah, all right.
They're both lifers.
Yeah, I appreciate like background information, but I don't think that it's necessary. I think that what it is that we all know what it's like to get another shot in life, you know. And if my story would have ended when I was 13, 23, 33, I never would have gotten able to bear the voice in the world today. And so when we present your sons in this matter, it's not about what they did or what they've been through. It's about looking forward and what they can accomplish once they get free.
That's right.
That's right.
So for the group.
Thank you.
For the group now, you know, we trained over 5,000 men. But there was a 10% of the men who were bright. I mean, had really no business, you know, too bright, but there anyway. And then there's a top 5%. These brothers are in that top 5%. Really bright gentlemen. They are the ones who do the Stillwater newspaper, which is kind of famous throughout the United States because it's the oldest, it's the first one and the oldest one in the system. And it's quality stuff. I mean, they're doing quality things. You know, when I pick up the new edition, there's going to be stuff in there about Chauvin and the verdict and all these different things, and you know, and I want to hear what they're saying. So I think I have an employer who trusts me enough to commit jobs to both. It's a big ask, but I'm believing that they're gonna. Excuse me, I don't mean to keep coming.
And Pop.
It's a big ask, and but I believe they're gonna do it, and we can process some more as the time goes on. But I want Miss Cynthia to have a time to share with us. So go ahead, sister, and share however you feel.
First of all, thank you all for having me.
Yes.
And I do want to say and acknowledge my sister because she has been the forerunner in the fight for both boys. You know, I've kind of been, I had my own stuff that I had to deal with before I can get myself out here.
Right.
And so I appreciate it. I appreciate being here. I look forward to being here, and I'm going to back up on the shot. I was a conspiracy theory person. You know, I just thought about my people, the Tuskegee incident. You know, I thought about my Native American brothers and sisters and how we're walking on their land. And so I had that conspiracy theory. They sending, you know, even if they're sending it to the black community, are we getting quality doses, or are we getting, you know, like in our peanut butter or whatever they send here after everybody gets the good stuff. And so I appreciate the conversations that you had because I put down notes to inquire whether I could be one of those individuals that came and took the shot.
Absolutely. Give her a hand. Look at her. You know, say, I am not going to miss my shot.
I am not going to miss my shot.
You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
And so I will do that before I leave. But on another note, you know, for me, it's about my son.
Yes,
but it's about all of us. Together we win, together we fight, you know, and it's justice, and it's just us right now in this fight for this justice. So if this is something that, you know, either it goes through or it doesn't, my hope is that I continue a fight, or I'm able, that a door opens where I can put my energies into something that is more contributing to my people and my, you know, and my brothers and my sisters. And so in doing this for Linnell, I'm learning a lot, and doing it for Jeffrey, I'm learning a lot, and I hope that I can take and share this knowledge and use it to help other brothers and sisters. So my name is Cynthia Fernandez. I currently am at Olympic Cafe on Broadway and Penn. I'll be there for the rest of the week, and then on Tuesday, and then I'm going to take some time out from that to do, you know, whatever I'm called to do. And I know it's something, but it's not that. And so if anybody wants my number, or if, you know, if there's something I can do to contribute to anybody here or Pop, I'm available, and I welcome the opportunity to contribute whatever I can. And with that said, I just thank you all very much. And I'm looking at a couple of brothers that look familiar. You in the corner, you look familiar. Yeah. Oh,
that's
okay.
Selma.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, that's Selma. And then you look familiar.
I come here, eat all the time.
Oh, okay. I was looking. I was like, and I don't know this brother, but he looks familiar.
Everybody
So,
knows this.
but I know. Huh?
He knows both Jeffrey and
And I know Brother Shane, and I know his wife Verna Price.
Give them
Thank
guys
you.
some love, y'all.
Yeah.
Good energy in the room, and you know, we just appreciate to have some place like this to come to and to petition. You know what I mean, and be actually heard. So we're gonna chop this up a little bit more. I'm already committing though to both boys, both men. We're gonna find jobs. We're gonna find commitments to from employers who are willing to write down and commit them to the job. We're gonna sit somebody down and have lunch and tell them what we're trying to do. But if y'all have ideas, I'm not the only idea man in here. Y'all got ideas of, you know, my first and second choice might not work. I'm thinking we might sit with Tech Dump because we have a long-standing relationship with them. And both of these guys are severely computer literate, and so they can move around in any field in that area. You know what I mean? As a start. So that's my first idea, but I'm open to other thoughts and ideas.
Can I throw an idea out there, Pops?
Go ahead, son.
And I'm gonna ask the two ladies, do you know if you guys' sons have driver's license or can get it? Because I'm a I don't know if I'm a classified supervisor, but I'm a trainer at at the towing company that I work for. So, and it's pretty easy to obviously recommend someone that I just started not even a year ago. And so if they need or obtain a driver's license, I'm pretty sure I can get them hired onto the towing company.
Well, they had them going in. They'll
Yeah.
have to reestablish that coming out.
But give Chris some love though. That's reaching out.
I'm glad you spoke on that, because I just had a conversation with Amanda, and she was asking us, well, we're going to do the vaccination thing again, to try to encourage more guys at the job to get that vaccination. And I can talk to her also about these two young men getting some employment as well.
I'm going to tell you this. Don't mention the two young men. Let me kind of do that one. And then once I do, I'll let everybody know. Then you can come behind it and kind of grease it a little bit. Let me come in first and lay it down. But on the vaccination, May 14th, you know, all the Pop guys, for the most part, we're maybe 9 guys short of having 100% vaccination. Wow. And you know, if you're one of the 9 guys, so you know whatever. But you know, we're almost there. You get it, and we are at what they would call, for us, would be herd immunity. We're there. But for May 14th, it's open for you, sis. It's open for some of the brothers from
Take down.
Yeah, it's open to one of my sons over here. Yeah, Buckingham. It's open to him. And anybody else in here who got somebody that they want to recommend, you call Wayne with the name and the number, or have the person call Wayne, because Wayne creates the schedule. Will be from 9 a.m. To 1 p.m. on the 14th of May, 9 to 1. And so you know how it works around here.
I would say with both of you guys, like you mentioned employment, that's one thing that people want to see out here is like, you know, are they going to have a shot at employment? That's a good thing, but also any other communities that you can think of that they would be a part of, whether it was volunteering or whether it's faith-based or anything that you can insert them in and get a letter from that institution, you know, I think that would also be something that shows like the sense of community and the sense of support that exists, because that's kind of something that they look at.
Thank you.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because programs like Alternative Dollars, we do that on Zoom still out here in the community. Restorative justice and stuff like that. That's a good reference for those guys as well.
Wow, I didn't hear that restorative justice was back up and running. Where did Richard go? Is he still here? Richard McLemore?
That's AVP. He's in his office.
Okay. But you know, real quick though, I want to open it up and just make sure anybody that's got any concerns, any things that we said over these last 3 weeks really, that you need to come out and say something about. We just want to open it up, man, and just Chris, what you got on your mind?
I want to say hi to one of my first clients. When I came out, a little buddy right there.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, yeah. When I first came home, I cut his hair.
I think when he got his haircut, I chose to get my haircut at the same time, and so it was a good experience to have like a father-son haircut.
Me coming back again. He needs another one.
Somebody else jump in.
Yeah, I got some good news.
Come on with that good news.
Yeah, I got a new job today.
Tell us about it.
Yes, it start off at $20 an hour.
Nice.
Okay. For MRI.
Somebody here say 20.
20. So just pretty much the garbage man.
You the garbage man?
That's all right.
That's all right.
$20
Richard say he's a sanitation specialist. Get a sanitation specialist a little you know, Laz is getting it. You know, y'all know Laz. You know, and you know, but he's getting it. It just keeps on trying, hanging in there. You know, and he's getting it, man. And I'm really proud that he got his own job. We got him the job he had. He got this job on his own.
All right. Good thing.
Yeah, one thing that I'm realizing though about life is that you make your I'm realizing in life that I make my
You have to take a drink on that.
realizing in life that sometimes in the past I got it my own way.
Right. That's good. Get that brother some love. Somebody else jump in.
One of the
Look
things,
on my desk and get your.
One of the things that got me the first is the talk of the second shot being the worst. For me, early on when the pandemic started, March, when I got my first test, and I was working at a produce place, and I got the results back, and I was showing no symptoms, but I came back positive for the corona virus, and it put a damper into, I would say, my spirit in a way that.
So that's a good point. Why did it put a damper in your spirit?
Because I wasn't showing them the symptoms.
Right.
I thought I was perfectly fine.
Right. Somebody see that? Listen to that. He said, I thought I was perfectly fine. Go ahead, Chris. I just want to tease that out.
Every other test that I took in was negative. Ever since I've been tested, I think about 4 or 5 times now. And the thing that the first shot hurt the worst for me, because the night after the shot, the following night, and the third night, I could barely walk at nighttime after the first shot. The second shot, I had no symptoms whatsoever. And most people say that the second shot, you get hit the worst. Not for me. But obviously, with having a lot of health issues in my past, including a rare cancer that could have literally killed me, while I was in the custody of the Department of Corrections, I kept a positive energy or mindset that I'm going to overcome everything and anything I can to be here.
Right.
To be positive, to show brothers positivity, and to learn more and more and gain knowledge. And I was receptive originally to get the first shot, because I thought there was not enough information or research at the time. So I chose to delay the fact of getting the first shot or signing up for when it first came out. But I broke that mindset, and I was one of the first people to get the shot here at the pop-up.
That's good.
So,
some love. To Chris's point, I want to say something to you that I've learned that I study it every day. For Chris, the vaccine went after what was left over of the virus. So what he was experiencing was the war between the virus and the vaccine. And it was really that the vaccine was working, and that was an incident to let him know, or if you really understand it in medical terms, that the virus was taking over. I mean, the vaccine was taking over. That's what the nurse said. And so others who have had in here, who have had a taste of the virus, well, the virus, when the vaccine comes, it goes right after that. You get it? And so that's what some of the side effects are. Now, for me, I didn't have any side effects from shot 1 or 2. Anybody else?
Sore.
Nope. You had sore arm?
Just itching.
So I had a slight headache about the second shot.
I had something
But the
very
first
minor.
shot, when I took the first shot, they shot me in one arm, my other arm was hurt. That was it.
Transfer of pain.
That's a good one. Yeah, that was transfer. That's a good one. Go ahead, sis, and then you next.
What type of shot are
Moderna.
you? The Moderna, and is the Moderna requires 2 shots or 1?
2 shots.
And Pfizer.
2 shots.
And Pfizer.
No, we only have Moderna here. But Pfizer and Moderna are the only 2 we recommend. But here we have Moderna.
And you have Moderna, and that was when he was talking. I just wanted to know if anybody had any adverse effects, either with the first or the second. It was just the arm. Okay, I just wanted to know.
I was gonna wait for the Johnson & Johnson, and I held out. I had the Moderna and the Pfizer offered to me several times. I'm a dialysis patient, right? Okay. And they offered to me there, and I'm over where I lived at. They offered to me there, and I just turned and said, no. I'll wait for Johnson & Johnson, And Shane told me, he said, boy, you better go get them ones and wait for Johnson & Johnson. That one shot, tell me, leave that baby all alone and go get that shot. So they come up and I took the first one, no problem, I took the second one about 3 weeks later, and I took a Pfizer, and it was very mild. I didn't have no sore arm or nothing, but I had just a slight little headache, And with an aspirin, that went away, and I've been fine. You know, I mean, I don't, I have no other side effects besides that.
Thank you.
And
Yeah, you know.
Curtis, I told Curtis, don't mess with Johnson.
I know.
Now, I don't, you know, I just was feeling like there were some makers who were trying to be Johnny-come-latelys to this game. You get it? And I do pay attention to the money.
Right.
Come on, Pops.
And so Pfizer and Moderna were monopolizing the money.
Right, yeah.
And Johnson & Johnson wanted a piece of that.
Yep.
But you've seen that they've had some trouble with that vaccination, and I won't promote it. And as a matter of fact, on the video, I make a sly remark there saying we've taken Pfizer or Moderna because they offer all three there. And I'm trying to say, if you're listening, go down this road. You get it? Now, the blood clots that have developed with Johnson & Johnson and AstraZeneca, which is in Europe, very much the same. But what's going to have to end up happening is, you know, America is going to have to turn around and vaccinate Mexico and South America with the same attitude that they've had here. Otherwise, those variants, we all breathe in the same air, and those variants, you know, that will continue to move in. Now, the reason why I was telling Curtis don't leave Johnson & Johnson alone was because the other two were 95 and 97% effective. And there's probably going to be a booster shot with all of them, Pfizer and Moderna, a booster shot that takes us beyond the variants, right? You'll be able to get that at the drugstore. It won't be like you can go in anywhere and do it. But let me just tell you this. Now we got to move to the young ones, right? Because the young ones who believe this ain't, y'all ain't talking about me. I can't get it. Right. See, that's a, you know, it can harm you and harm your family and, you know, this and that. So I told you this about the sixth grader. So be aware. Go ahead.
And I just want to clarify to you brothers and sisters, keep your cards.
Right.
They're serious about that. Even with travel, I got approved to travel to go to a family reunion on the 5th in Oklahoma.
Oh, wow. Take a picture.
You know about my agent. Oh, I'm taking good pictures. I'm trying to bring back souvenirs and everything.
No, with
But
the card. Take a picture of the card.
the first thing they asked me, have you had your vaccination?
Oh, who asked you that?
The airline people.
Okay.
Do you have a card? They serious about that. And it might, the card,
No,
I
it's
don't
true.
know,
No, it's
it
true.
might turn into a passport.
No, well,
they serious about that.
Well, with the passports, what they're doing is they're having you incorporated right into the passport. So,
they serious.
There's somebody in back of you, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same situation. My mother, she's the matriarch of the family now. She lost her last sibling a few months ago.
Right.
And we're going to go down there to honor her. We're going to, you know, give her this big old family reunion. My mother said, if you ain't had your shot, don't come to my house.
Yeah, that's my mom. That's all my family saying too.
Wow.
Don't come if you ain't got
She's
vaccinated.
79 years old and she's a diabetic. She's not playing.
See that? And we gotta be just that serious now. And because the older set, their time is already, you know what I mean, this and that. And ain't nobody trying to go out earlier than they have to go.
Sure don't.
You know what I mean? So come on now.
And they don't even train dogs to sniff you out to find out if you got the virus.
That's great.
Is that right?
Yep.
That's new to me.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that one from?
Off the news.
Yeah, they both are saying that.
No.
And Pop.
Go ahead.
Now, fortunately and unfortunately, I took the Johnson & Johnson.
Right.
Right? That was like over a month ago.
Right.
And they said if with the Johnson & Johnson, they were saying if you make it past 2 weeks and don't nothing go down. I'm like, what you mean, make it past 2 weeks? What y'all talking about? Make it past where?
Right.
You know,
right.
You don't nothing happen to you with well, what's gonna happen to me?
Right.
You should have told me this before I took the shot, not after I take the shot.
Right.
You know, but I thank God nothing happened. Yeah, they said the government put a halt on it.
Yeah. And they just opened it back up just yesterday. But for us, we're gonna lay away from it. And
that's right.
I'm suggesting we have our families, you know, to encourage them, you know, to lay away from that. It's all of the people who have been impacted were females. And so, you know, we don't wanna, you know, no, you know, so, go ahead.
You know, I took the vaccination, man, and I tend to believe that, you know, the vaccination, I think, well, everybody got the vaccination. And then I turn the news on yesterday, 26,000 people in one day died from COVID. With a make. You know, and then we looking at things like with George Floyd and all that because of casting. And I just think, man, it's just it's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm glad you're paying attention. India is the epicenter for it now in the world. In the state of Michigan is the worst in the nation. They struggling at 94,000 new cases per day. And they had to move the vaccine away from the offender population because they need it for the general public. And so they just had to say, look, y'all just gotta wait till we get there. You know, than as opposed to this population, which is at a choice of all three.
This stuff is for real.
So, and
Esau, I think his wife too.
His wife is in?
Yes.
Would you get the pledge? We ain't gonna stay all night. Esau, come on, man, and holler in here. We don't see your face. You and your family, all vaccinated up and everything. Yeah. Hey, good to see y'all. Give him a hand, give him a little hand. These guys are planning to jump the broom down in Las Vegas. Is this right?
You know, if he married in Vegas, it doesn't translate to Minnesota.
And they both have been vaccinated right here at the POP office.
It does? Yes.
And so they both have both vaccines, and they're ready to go. So look, don't that look like a beautiful couple?
They do. Yeah,
Look at my son. Look at that smile on his face. So, what you got? Anything to add to the conversation? You hearing this?
Oh, I missed the conversation. I just got here.
What you been doing over there?
You talk about babies.
That's an important conversation too. Yeah. I don't know which one got the most. Not you or this man right here. You both got more children than I do. That's a hard thing.
That's only 15.
15? Huh?
My brother David got him beat by 3.
Man.
Got 18.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Who got 15?
My brother David got 18 kids.
I got 10. I've got 10.
My oldest brother got all y'all beat. My oldest brother got 22 kids.
Oh my God. So I tell you what, you know, this just only tells us how, you know, I'm thinking, man, my older children, you know, thinking like they are envious because my younger children, they got this me. Yeah. And they had other me.
Right.
And you know, it's like, dang, Dad, I can't turn back the hands of time. And all I can say to them is, I said, but you can get this me. All you got to, you come on now.
Yep.
And you know, then there's but you know, when you grow up, then you get this there's a separate thing, and you get out of the habit of seeing your father or your mother. You lose the habit. It's a big thing. So we really have to work hard. My older children, we have to work hard to get together. So go ahead.
One quick plug. The 29th, which
Would
is
you give me
Thursday, it's something called Dining Out for Life. And what the portions from participating restaurants for Dining Out for Life, they go directly to the Aliveness Project, which benefits helping persons with HIV and AIDS diagnoses live self-directed lives. And so if you can, I asked Wayne to attach it to the emails that he'll be sending out. But if you can, select one of the restaurants from the Dining Out for Life website. Some of these people donate 10 to 100% of their profits, and those are indicated on the map that's on the website.
Right.
But it's just an opportunity to support a good cause while you're feeding your face. Everybody,
That's right. Well, make sure you get us out of here. Come on. Make sure you give us that information, and my wife and I and family, we will support for sure. Jason, now you've been here now. How you feeling about it? Did you miss it?
Yeah, I love it. The camaraderie, the brotherhood, there's nothing like community and connection.
Yeah, that's right. So I know you're over there in Eden Prairie and everything, but you can come over and holler at your boy, you know.
Hey, Pop.
Come on, go ahead.
I got a bit of good news. You know, I had first started out volunteering down in Shiloh at the food shop, you know, Wednesday through Friday. And one day, Pastor Jalila, who runs it, I was sitting there waiting on somebody to get their stuff so I can take it to their car. She said, "Did you get a check yesterday?" I was like, "No, I ain't getting no check yesterday."
Right.
She said, "Well, don't go nowhere. I got a check for you." I said, "You ain't got to worry about it. I ain't going nowhere." You know, and then come to find out that I have actually been hired by them. I'm on their payroll.
Right. Give them some love right there.
Y'all come there Wednesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and get as much food as you want, and you can come every week, not once a month.
Now y'all listen at this.
1201 West Broadway.
I don't know where they're getting all this food from, but they got some nice stuff, man. If you trying to make your ends meet, it's a good hit. He brought all this popcorn and all this other stuff. But Sal, what he did though is like Laz, he got in there and just stayed committed. Kept showing up as a volunteer. When I would come by here to work, I see you out there in the parking lot. And you mess around and turn what was a volunteer service into a job. Give him some love. Tim, I want to hear from you. How you feeling? What's happening? You good?
Oh yeah. I actually plugged the pop to different people that have been treating me, from my physical stuff. And of course, then I had to say, what is it for? Well, it's for people that have been incarcerated. Then I had to go and say, well, yeah, I was incarcerated, but but the thing is I'm not ashamed of you guys.
That's right.
And actually, it was today. Actually, I even plugged for you while I was getting some treatment, and. They even said that they even recognized you. So one of them said they even recognized you, and this was way down in southern Edina. I had to go down to
They know me in Edina now. I just want you to realize. But look, and I ain't ashamed of you neither. I love you, and I'm so glad to have Tim back, man. Give him some love. This is our little brother Jeff.
Yeah, that's right.
Jeff, this is the second time, but go ahead and holler at us, Jeff, and let us know what you're thinking about.
Oh man, I actually regretted that I missed last week with the whole Chauvin verdict that was reached. I was just busy running around, but the first time I've been here, obviously this is my second time. It really touched me just to be here amongst you guys, man, and ever since I've been back, even at work and talking amongst my colleagues at work, I'm speaking of this group, and how just me speaking to you guys, I just compelled, and it just came off natural, And one thing that I did say to one of my brothers, and I'm like, one thing I started off by saying is, I don't come from the same walk as you guys as far as it being incarcerated. And then he stopped me. He said, "Yeah, you actually do. It's just the difference is you were blessed the fact that you had a different path. You know what I'm saying? Because you was out in the streets, but you had a different path that you went down, and that actually saved your life. You know what I'm saying? So that made me think like he's right. Because I was a person in the streets too, and doing certain things and hanging out. And, Regent's Hospital saved my life, man. I've been there 19 years. Like I said before, I'm 38 years old. I'm blessed to be a single father, homeowner. I have split custody of my children, and I believe I'm here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if God showed me that reason yet, but there's a reason why I keep putting the key in the ignition and texting quick and asking when the meeting is and when I'm coming, because I'm going to find that purpose, and my purpose is to give back to my people, and I believe I'm for the people.
Glad to see see you again, Jeff. Go ahead, brother.
Tyrese.
Stand up.
And so I've been a part of Power People since like 2018. I got out June of last year, but I kind of slipped up a little bit.
Slipped up a little bit?
Yeah, I was just sitting down for a little violation. It wasn't no violation, but like a little accusation. So I sat down for like 2 weeks, and then I had to realize what I was doing different, right? And so I remember when I was locked up, I was one of the Power People. Then I got out, I wasn't one of the Power People. And then my parole agent said he wanted to help me get in the halfway house where there's some stability. And I said I can create stability for myself, right? I just got to start somewhere. And, I came back up there. Yeah. It's my first meeting, since being out, since June.
And did you fill out the?
Yeah, I got it right here.
The paperwork?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Give him some love.
Welcome back.
A sharp young brother, and I think it was Lino, and he got a lot of potential, and I could see that potential in him. You get it, and I also could see the woo of the street. The street got its own kind of temptation to it.
Yes, it does.
Sometimes you can be addicted to the street. Not just the dope or just other things, but just the street itself, the way the thing rolls out. But I'm going to tell you something about the street, where it never allow you to win. At the end of the day, streets 100, you 0.
You're lying.
I'm just telling you.
That's facts.
I'm just telling you. I've been out there long enough to know, man, I'm telling you, boy, you can play it long and play it strong, but the street don't let nobody win. Said the funky life, I've been told, all that glitters is not gold. Don't be fooled. Yeah, by the trick or treat. Somebody said trick or treat. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Yeah. Big TX done showed up in here. He all late, but give him some love. He done bought him a new Mercedes, and he got all the gear on and everything, this and that, the hat and everything. We ain't mad at you. Come on, we're going to pledge out of here for tonight. Curtis, we're going to figure out something to do about this movie. Now, to be honest with you, I got it at my house. I can just probably come to my house. Leave it right there. But we can have a movie night over at the house. Come on. Come on, get in. Everybody get in. Gotta move down a little bit. You gotta back up because we're gonna be long.
Y'all need a big
we get it done.
What we do is we gotta move these chairs out of the way.
You guys gotta, bag them up for it. We gotta stand and back. Come on, keep going. Move down, son. Come on, look inside your shirt. You can't grab your chairs. Come on, son. Get on in here, Charlie. Come on.
You can back up some more, make a little bit more room.
Come on. Who else we got? Wayne.
You know we got Wayne.
Come on, Wayne.
You get it.
Come on, Wayne.
Come on, Wayne. All right, come on, brother. Come on, Richard in there. Put your stuff down. Put your hat down. We ain't gonna take your hat. Come on now. Who else we got?
Some more missing.
And I, would you
Gentlemen, let's get this cracking. Come on, let's go.
Wayne, now you know it's the last one with Wayne coming.
It's the ambassador.
Come on, now get in. Come on now.
One hand.
You got it. We're doing that.
Hand out of my
Come on, Rick.
Get your hand out your pocket. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands.
Come on, I will. Y'all embarrassing me. I don't want to hear all of that drag. I will. Balance my family values. With my goals. I will. Exercise wisdom. What I choose to eat. Read. And do. I will. Strive to make all my relationships. Win-win. No deal. I will. Under every circumstance. Maintain a positive attitude. I will. Enjoy enjoy my life.
Enjoy my life.
With a sense of humor.
With a sense of humor.
I'm taking advantage of my opportunities.
I'm taking advantage of my opportunities.
And learning well.
And learning well.
From my misfortunes.
From my misfortunes.
I will.
Act
upon circumstances.
Act upon circumstances.
Rather than have them act upon me.
Rather than have them act upon me.
I will.
On
a daily basis.
On a daily basis.
Be proactive with my goals.
Be proactive with my goals.
Wow. Just think about that. I will. Always protect my wisdom.
Always protect my wisdom.
My health. And my happiness. All of those things are your responsibility.
Nobody else's. Nobody else's.
I will. Stay principle-centered. And maintain a positive circle of influence. I will. Daily learn. Commit. And do. I will. Act according to the POP Leadership Institute. And be productive in my community. And my private life. I'll just tell you something while you're standing here. You could say, you could pledge the pledge, you know, and walk the walk while you're right here. But later on, when nobody's looking, that's who you really are. And who you really are is either going to cause you to swim or sink. Now, you got to understand now, if you sink, you can't blame that on nobody else. Everybody in here has got a shot. Somebody say, but I'm not going to miss my shot.
I'm not going to miss my shot.
Yeah, I tell you what, the Power People Leadership Institute is dealing you some cards. You got to be able to play them.
That's right.
What you gonna do? Trump. I got nothing but love for you. I'll see y'all next week. Thank you.